Yesterday it was a cyber attack on all computers and programs and tools for the world. And this is not temporary. It's things that we will see more about, and more to come, and more to be in action all over the world. And the news, they say, the fake news, as Trump say, it's that is coming from NASA. It's a NASA program that had done this cyber attack. And those reporters, they are saying lies because they think that we don't look at it and take some information about what are they saying. But I do it when it's serious things that can be infiltrating in the world and make the last days to come. And the Bible tells us that we should know the signs. We that is picked by God to do this kind of work, to give message to the world, that this is a big sign where we are going to. This with the cyber attack. And it was not about NASA that doing this cyber attack. It's a program. A program they have done that is used to do the attack on the internet. So it's not NASA in itself. It's a program that someone or some people have find out and have received in a way that we don't know yet, if we ever will know it, because this is big news. So it maybe never come to us, ordinary people. We can only read the fake news from reporters, what they want us to know, that the reporter have their own agenda. It's not they do it for love of human. It's their job to report something, and the report, their work is that is behind them is that their employee, that they who have hired them. So they have to write what their boss want them to write. So it's not their fault. They have to keep their job by writing what the owner of television, radio and magazine and newspaper want them to write. So they lock up in their direction for their agenda, what their boss want them to find out. So they write these wrong things about this cyber attack, and it will be more of it, because we ordinary people, we live in one world, and those reporters and those in media, they live in another world. And those that do like Facebook people that you have understood many times, that they don't understand how we live our life, we ordinary people, how we want Facebook to look like. It's these new things about the post popping up suddenly is so disturbing. So this is a sign of the last days, but I have talking about there is two sides of the coin. It's two sides of the coin, and I'm going to repeat it in here because it needs to be told all over again, again and again, and repeat it again and again. And it's on the one side is, can it be a good thing? And on the other side, can it be bad things? But nowadays, as God have talking to me so many times this year, that we should not look at the good as good and the bad as bad, because it can look like that in those fake news. It can look something is good, but behind it is it a bad direction, a bad owner of media that want us to think like that. So it looked like good, but it's not good. So more and more we have to get our information by ourselves and not rely on television, radio, and magazine and newspapers. And it's like Trump is saying, he is not wrong in these things, but he don't explain it for people to understand what he's talking about. But I do it. And I tell you that I'm not sure that I'm going to be here when the last day is coming, even if I see it's coming very fast. But that's also two sides of the coins, because that early God was showing me in a vision and understanding that the last day can be, first it can be the body's death, but then also it can be the spirit death. And if I die in the spirit, it's not talking about to close down the spirit. It's to die and go up to God in the spirit. And the body death is to lay in the grave, in the Sheol, or Hades, or the hell, laying there, or go to the spirit world, to God. That I'm talking about, and not something else. And many things is about this, two sides of the coin. And I understood it early, before I have got really understood the spirit that talking in me. He have told me sometimes in my life about the truth, and he say the revelation. He say that early. For 13 years ago, he say that the last day is our own death. The revelation is talking about the human's death, how we go to where we should go and meet all this, what the Bible is talking about. But then in the other side of it is the spirit. If we go and have done what we should do here on earth, and we go up to heaven directly to be with God directly. It's only few that do that, but that's the spirit death. But then is it literally what you read in the Bible? It can be the spirit death of a person that is dead inside them, like a zombie style. But that is not what I'm talking about now, about the last days. Because we don't know. Yesterday the second day I was doing this, my DNA and my family tree, and I had a cousin that I didn't know about. And I was thinking I need to know him and talk to him about my father's side, because I don't know so much about my father's side, because we didn't visit them when I was a child. But then I saw he was dead. And then I read it, that he was killed in an accident. He was working in the forest and got a machine that cut down trees. He got it on him. And he didn't know that day when he walked out and work in the forest that he should be killed. We don't know when the day are coming. We need to be prepared. It's not, I can take it tomorrow. Like Catholic Church, these people, they say, okay, I do the sin today. I have been with the Catholic people in Texas, and they sit and drinking and fighting with the police and these things, and they say, I'm going to talk to the priest tomorrow, so my sin is away, so I can do it today. And you can't do that, because like fighting with the police, I say, I'm going to convince, you know what it is, confess my sin to a priest in the Catholic Church. But on the way to the Catholic Church, she was maybe killed. And then was it too late? It's you must do it today. You can't say, it's not like I do it very often to clean my home. I say, I can do it another time, I can do it tomorrow. But it's not the same thing. In the spirit, you have to try to live righteous. You know, we are born with it. If we are not damaged in our brain in some way, that we know what is wrong or right. That we got from the start of the human race. That did Adam got. And Eve also got it. But they sin anyway. They don't care. They didn't listen at God. They wanted to their own way. And we can't do it. We can't do it. We are human. We fail many times. I fail. You fail. But on the same time, we don't go to the biggest sin. We fail in small things. In daily life, every day we sin. Thinking, in a second when I go on the bus and there come a person that look strange in my eyes, I suddenly get this thinking, oh, what a fat, what a ugly, and this. But it's the human thinking. It's a sin, and I ask God to forgive me for that I run so fast in my thinking. But that's sin. But we know those biggest sin that about drinking wine and like that, drinking beer. Everything that change your mind, that I can do whatever I want, like that, when you go in the mind, I have been drinking many years in my life, but not after God come into my life. But it is very soon after. It can be after one bottle of beer, you suddenly go relaxing, and I don't care. You can do whatever you want. I don't care. I sit here and relax. And if you go in that artificial mood that alcohol is like, then you have started the sin, because you are not paying attention. You don't think and do things that is in God's approval. It started the devil to say, I can do whatever, I don't care. It's and find somewhere in the Bible that's excuse you for to drinking alcohol. And it's already there, the sin. And we know it, this about Jesus changed the water to wine. It's spiritual, it's symbolic. It's not wine he was doing. He changed it to the blood. The wine is his blood. And it's not alcohol in Jesus' blood, not at all. And the water is the pure. The pure. And the pure be changed to get Jesus' blood in the... Now it's coming. Because it's true what I start to say. It's not... I didn't start to say it. It was the Holy Spirit that started to talk to me. Because I didn't know it by myself, this. But he explained it for me, that the water is the clean inside us. And if you have a clean inside you, you receive Jesus' blood in you. That is the wine. I hear it. It's a new thing for me also. It's what he give you is also for me to understand. Now is his time to talk. If the Holy Spirit wants to talk, he is talking now. He's talking about this, to wait and do it another time. wait for things to come. Wait for to do the right things. He say that time is short. It's some of you that your time is short. He gave me a picture now. I'm going down in a dark place in a basement. There's a stairs going down in the dirt. You understand, some of you understand the symbolic. Some of you have short time and you walk down in the pit. There is a stair for you going down deep in the pit. Because you have laughed about what I'm talking about in the Spirit. What the Holy Spirit give me, you're laughing about that. And you know, if you know that Bible, you know what Jesus is saying about to laugh about the Holy Spirit. That is, you can blemish Jesus as much as you want, because He's love and forgive you. But it will never be forgiven you if you laugh about the Holy Spirit. I'm sad to say it, but it's like that. I don't hear you laughing. I don't hear you talking bad about me. But God knows it. So that's it's still open down to the pit. Elizabeth Marion. He's saying some names that you have to change your life. You can close the door. It's like we are like gods, because we can make decision to change our life. We don't need to ask God to help us to do it. Sometimes it's good to do it, but we can change it ourselves by changing our way to think and to act. Our behavior is not good. Anita, he said. Anita is something coming up here that is CH. Charles. Something coming up here. Oh, it's something with Fred. He's saying also. Tina. He have many names. I know that because I have seen the book of life, and I know how many names is written in the book of life. It's so much more in the book of death. Too much. And it's the Holy Spirit said it will cut off. It's more names today in the book of death than it ever have been. And he showed me like a flow of words. It's going out like this, and then it's like empty space there, like it's cut off from, because on that other side of the space there in the air is it where the pit are, where the stairs are to hell is. So And this, and he showed me this, that on the other side, on this side, on the left side, there is people that try to talk to these people that still are not been going down to hell. They try to talk to these people, but there is space. He's showing me at least two, those space that is between these people that want to tell you to change your life and to the hell that stairs down to the pit. It's so much disconnect here. It's three, I see now, disconnect from these people that want to help you. And you gladly go down in a pit. You think there in the pit you are going to be helped. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I go down, I see a woman and she waving like this. Bye-bye. Be happy to go down in a pit. And she thinks that something very nice is going to be there, that she can do whatever she wants in this life. And she still be saved down in the pit. Yes, of course, Jesus have his throne room in the pit there. That's why he was going down for 3 days. And he have a place there to help people to not go into the consuming fire. But it's not so nice, because these people is not going to heaven directly, immediately. They are staying there and wait. And you don't know how long to wait, because it's depend on when the Messiah start to coming. And we are not granted anything. We are in the mercy of God. I try to come back to what I was starting to say. I don't know if I can open the door or open my eyes yet, because I can't see, and it's bothered me very much, the light, when I start to come back to my body. Oh, I didn't know that I was in that direction either. I hope you saw what I did. And it's this hard to understand message, the visions, the knowledge I have got from God. It's I'm so tired in my body when the energy is going out, when the Holy Spirit is talking. But it's about this. People don't understand this, where the Bible is talking about the right side of God. And then sometimes I read the questions about the left side, because there is two sides of the coin, as I say. two sides of the cone. And on one side is the lamb. And on the other side, on the left side, is it the goats. And now it's like confirming from God is talking. He is talking this year about, don't think that good is good and bad is bad. To think in other ways. And I don't talk about from myself. It's what God gives me. Like Jesus was given to him from God, and he didn't speak from himself because God was mostly in the Spirit. That's why his disciple couldn't understand him, because he was talking in the Spirit and symbolic languages about things. And there is Jesus said he couldn't explain everything, and he couldn't tell them all the things, because it's this generation, they didn't understood how to fly in the air with airplane. Not even the cars, to go with the cars and internet and all these things that should come to pass later on, in many generations later on. And so he couldn't talk about it. I suppose he received it from God, but he couldn't tell. And Jesus was mostly in the Spirit, and in the Spirit is the truth. The Bible say that we should worship in the Spirit and the truth, because with the Spirit comes the truth, and it had given me the revelation from God, from the Holy Spirit, about this, that in the last days, the source of help to clean up this world is coming from another direction than people think about. When they're preaching, they think wrong, because the help is like Jesus and Lucifer. They are brothers in heaven, but Lucifer, he fall on earth, and he took with him some angels with him in the fall, and that fall cut us off from heaven. But now it starts to come back, to go back to heaven, everything on earth. And the future is to going back to heaven, everyone. And what caused it? It caused Lucifer on the left side of God. It's not the bad side. It changed. The poles are changed now. And Lucifer, he knows his children. And he is going to see it now. I come back, he come back. And Lucifer is going to see now when it's the days be short for him, that he soon is going to be bounded and be there in the pit, and he don't want to go there. He knows everything, and he don't want to go to be bounded. So he joined God. He understand this, that he can't be God, so I don't join him. So he's going to kill his own children. He knows all their tricks. He's gone. Jesus, in that way, he's worthless because he's love. And he wants to help everyone. He wants to save everyone. So it's going to be that damage again about this with the start of Adam and Noah time, that Lucifer's children is going to sneak in, to go in there and damage generations on generations. But now they got their enemy in their own father. So that's the change, that we see it as Messiah, as the good one, and everyone is looking at Jesus. But there's unexpected, there will be Lucifer. Is coming down and help us, not as a bad person. He will clean up here because he knows everything what have going on in the evil world, in the dark side of this world. So he going to clean up. Jesus Christ is going to take care of the church. But he need to have someone that is tough, that have a bigger purpose, a longer staying task to do for the world. And he knows if he don't do it, if he don't do it, then he be in the pit, in the darkness, and not good. It's better to be second than to don't get anything, to lose everything. It's better to join the winners than to join himself as a loser. I know that's many that don't understand it, and it's okay. I'm only here to be your messenger. I'm not here to convince you and change your mind. As I write on my websites, I say that my duty is to tell you what God is telling me. It's not my duty to force you to understand or to join God or even believe in Jesus, what he was telling. It's not mine. It's not on mine. I do my part. And I want you to do your part. Hatshana. He remind me to tell you that you have to do it today because the time is very short now. He say that we don't, me or you, we don't know the end of the day, the end day, the last day. We don't know that. We don't know that. I don't know that. It's only the signs. And we don't need to know the end of time because we have to be prepared. We have to be clean, righteous in what we are saying and doing. The end of time can come in 1 second. It can be in the body that we die in 1 second. We don't know. We have to be prepared for any day. It's not a special day. It's a day to come in our life. You know, I've been talking many times about this. Those who died in 1213, they are in the same time in God. We all are in the same time, because God is not time. It's more action. What we are doing here on earth to make the end time coming and the last day coming, that's depend on us, what we are doing here on earth. Is there any righteous person here on earth today? That was what Jesus was asking. And I ask that the same thing inside me also, in my thinking. Where is those people that is righteous today? Yes, it's a central question. Where is those people? I have not got any support from any of those more successful church leaders. I have never got any help and in any way. Only small, temporary, but not real. There is no writers. They only, I know as studied this at a university as a PhD in psychology, that the humans, the people, strive after negative. They are more likely to say no to something you suggest than to say yes. That's a success from Lucifer. Have a success in that way, that to be suspicion, to more listen at those with our eyes look like successful people, but you don't know what's behind those people that you trust. And you know, I write about it yesterday, I think, to not rely on man, to rely on the Spirit. The Spirit is truth. The truth. The Spirit from God can never lie. Oh, I turned away there again. I don't know why. So, I turn to the left side of me. So, God bless you. Thank you for watching this. I hope you received something from it. But it's not on me to make you turn around and do right things. I have only told you what the Holy Spirit have told me. So I have done my part. Are you going to do your part? Or have you done your part? What God have given you in your heart and in your mind, have you done your part? God bless you.